So I've been an athlete my entire life. I grew up on a ranch with horses and doing rodeos, but mainly I did motocross. And so I'd compete all the time. I did snowboarding stuff frequently. And when I got to prison, I wanted to continue my athleticism. So I got into powerlifting. And I was 176 pounds, deadlifting 545 and back squatting over 500. And I was strong. My bench press sucked. But there was always something missing to that. It was cool getting strong, but that's kind of where it ended. Powerlifting, it's kind of slow paced. It's a challenge. But it's different from CrossFit, which is a sport. And Damian Arguello and a few guys around here, as well as Nick Wells, they used to do some workouts that were kind of different from what everyone else did. I came later to realize that they were a style of CrossFit workouts. And around that time, I was doing just general prepared fitness stuff, power cleans, was a large staple point in our training. And I worked out with Trevor Jones and Jonathan Willis. Between Jonathan Willis, Trevor Jones, myself, Damian Arguello, and one other individual, we were the core group of 5 guys. And we came together and said, you know what, what those guys are doing with the CrossFit routines, what we're doing with the strength and conditioning and general prepared stuff, all this kind of naturally molded together. We were friends in the unit, we were friends at church, we were friends while working out. We extended that into the CrossFit program. I enjoyed the athleticism of it. When I met Fran, that was an introduction to me that left a lasting impression. My first encounter with CrossFit officially was DT, heavy DT in fact. I had seen it on the CrossFit Games on TV, and I thought, well, it's 205 pounds, I can mess with that. So we went out and did heavy DT, and it took me 16 minutes when those guys did it in like 4 or 3. And I thought, what in the heck? That's ridiculous. Jonathan and I, the first time we saw Fran, I think Froning's time back then was like 245. And we said, that's impossible. No human being can move that fast. So we got a stopwatch out, and I just went through the movements without any weight. And we're like, well, maybe somebody could potentially do that. Now I'm beating that time. And so it's exciting to have the athleticism involved, which just naturally speaks to me from my home roots competing. The way that I got a hold of Aaron was that my dad is a Denver police officer. He was a detective and a motorcycle instructor. And so Aaron is a Denver police sergeant, and they used to work together. And when I started having this idea of the CrossFit Open that we wanted to host, I got a hold of my dad and I was telling him, hey, I need to know what Olympic clean and jerk is, because I have no idea. What is a thruster? I have no idea. And he was like, well, I don't really know anything either, but I know this guy that runs the police training and he does CrossFit, so I'll try to get a hold of him. So my dad got a hold of Aaron, and Aaron answered some questions and said, well, hey, you know what, I'll go out and meet with Brandin. And Aaron came out here one day, and him and I sat in a room and we talked for a couple hours about CrossFit. What was so cool about that moment was there wasn't just a guy telling me how to work out. Aaron was kind of interested in the whole environment that we had talked about, in people maybe working with each other to make their lives better. Because ultimately, that's much more important than a Fran time. Sorry. So when Aaron realized that we wanted to do more than just work out, he thought that he would get involved in this. And we were so excited to hear that, because Aaron's word was gold. Aaron could come out and tell you, oh, do a deadlift with a nice twisting motion, and you want to jerk your head back, and everybody would say, oh, Aaron told me to do it that way. That's the best way. Aaron's never done that. He's a phenomenal coach. But my point with that is that a volunteer has a certain power, a certain authority that can kind of say whatever, and people will say, well, that's the way it is. That's the real world. Aaron was natural to this environment, number one, because he's a police officer. Number two, he's a great coach. And number three, and the most important thing, he's a great man. Aaron saw the chance of people making their lives better and wanted to be a part of that. Aaron has a tattoo that says, seek justice and love mercy. And I think that's very appropriate to describe him. He's a wise leader. Aaron has become a mentor to me. And moving forward with this program, Aaron is a perfect representative of the 1/3 of what we are. We have inmates, we have staff members, and we have volunteers. But because Aaron is a Denver police officer, it has a certain pull to it that inmates and cops are working together, because usually those worlds don't work together. For me, it was particularly important because my actual crime is against police officers. And I wanted the world to see that one moment in your life doesn't define who you are forever. Oftentimes it's a mistake. And you say, man, how did I end up here? Why did I do that? I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't thinking. That doesn't mean that I hate this person or these people. Having Aaron on our team, it's really awesome because we can say, you know what? Heck yeah, we work with him. Because we're invested in humans, not in pasts. But we're also emphasizing the importance of the present. I don't want to support somebody that's going the wrong way and support them in that, right? I want to support them in the right way.